Welcome back, guys, to another video on Sudbury Meadows. We are still on day 2 mid-spring, and we have picked up a job cultivating. And no, we are not going to use our own equipment. We are going to drive up to the shop, grab some borrowed equipment, which is larger than what we have, and we will head out to field number, I think it's field number 11, and get to cultivating, make a little extra cash. Now, of course, because we're borrowing the equipment, we're not going to make a pile of extra cash, but it'll be something, and we will get a chance to play with some different equipment at the same time. So, why not? So, but we got to get to the shop and pick up the other equipment. And this guy, oh yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to get to the shop and get the other equipment. Alright guys, just getting in through town here and pulling up to the shop. You can see the equipment we're going to borrow. So get our equipment here, we're going to park it up. We'll come back for that later. Still going to do something with that lime, but we are going to need it. Just kind of unfortunate. Wow, this is fancy compared to what we were in. Alright. What do we got? 4-wheel steering even. That is going to be interesting. Might even take the 4-wheel steering off here. Alright, so let's see if we can figure out how to hook this equipment up now. That one, and since we're just cultivating, harrowing, whichever, we are not going to have to hook anything else up, I don't think. So, should probably put that weight on. Let's see if we can do that. Hard to tell if we're close enough. We're running over it here. We're running over it. Let's back up. There we are. Alright, we gotta lift all this stuff up. And we're off to field number 11, which is 2.98 hectares, I do believe it said. And, oh, this tractor's faster. I'm gonna have to watch my speedo. So yeah, bigger, quite a bit bigger than what our tractors were. And also, there was another job for a slightly smaller field. But of course, it didn't pay as much, so gotta take the one that pays the most. The odd thing was the cultivator, the equipment needed per field. This was actually, this field, the equipment we borrowed for this field, this bigger field, is actually smaller than the equipment to borrow for the slightly smaller field. So however that works, I'm not too sure, but either way, we're gonna get the job done. So let me find field 11, hopefully I won't get too lost, and we'll get to work. Alright, well, managed to find field 11 here. Took a back road and actually had an opening that I was meant to get to this field. So that was quite the road to get here. Now this is a withered field. So that'll be, I don't know, for some reason that keeps me even more interested in it, because you'll really be able to see the work what work you're accomplishing. Okay, let's see here. I think that will set us up okay. If I was straight. Alright, let's try that. We're a little wider than our machine. Here. Can I get a rough gauge for where I need to be? Hopefully I won't miss too much. we're down, we're driving. And I guess if I miss something, we're gonna come back for it. So, yeah. Somebody lost some money on this field. Probably did a lot of work to get it to this point. And now it's all going under. Hopefully our fields don't end up like that either. Should not be a problem with ours because we only have 2. And only 1 that needs to be harvested. So let's get there. I think that'll work. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a field to do. We're not really making a whole lot of money on this field either for the time we're going to put into this. I think after we return the borrowed equipment, we're going to be like, around $1,300 maybe or so, but that's doesn't pay for anything, but at all. But that's all right. Like I said, we get to play around on the field. We're still learning the map, try out some different equipment, and have some pocket change, I guess. So, but I'm gonna get to work on this and go from there. Oh, this is definitely another one of those fields that has a lot of extra grass space around it, which is always kind of nice. Some of those games where you definitely always need to find grass, because you're always going to need it for something or other, or can sell it or ferment it or whatever you need to do. But grass is always nice to have. All right, where's my line? There's my line. I think I'm still covering everything. So keep that up. This cultivator must drive a little bit faster than what ours does too, so a little wider, a little faster. We could have made an extra $700 roughly to, using our own equipment, but it probably would have taken 2.5 times as long roughly if I used my own equipment. So borrow it and just get the job done. It'll be a good afternoon worth of work, I'd imagine. So let's go and we'll cut into this area. Should be pretty easy to drive straight. Definitely have some good lines to follow. So guess that's on me if I don't know. Well guys, again, like previous videos, please comment on advice or thoughts or anything you need to about the current series we're in or any of the previous series. Always trying to learn, trying to do things better, differently for the series and the channel. Anything else you'd like to see on the channel? We do have other simulator games also. That's another option. Is to try out other games on the channel besides Farming Simulator. I think that'll be something I will probably be doing at some point. I'm just working on getting a consistent schedule right now with the Farming Simulator, so if I can get that all organized and I can fit another day in, we might try another day of a different simulation game of some form or a different game. I just not really simulator, but I did just go back to World of Warships for a little bit. Checked out what new updates had come out. It's been a few months since I had played it, and I heard that they were throwing submarines in there. So I know they did some beta testing with subs, and I don't know when that's coming or whatever. I didn't really look it up before I started talking about it now, but no, it's definitely it was the game that I was obsessed with before Farming Simulator 17 when I started playing that. as I played a lot of World of Warships. So that might be a series I might try. I'm not sure what anybody's interest really is in it, but if I'm playing it, then it's not that much more work to record it and cut her down and put it up and see. So, but otherwise, as far as I do have other simulation games, or I can get other simulation games. I like to try and get them as they go on sale, but I've got a few that we can look at. So yeah, any recommendations? Future games I'm looking forward to. I was looking at what future's coming in 2020. It looks like we're going to have some other farming games coming out finally that we've heard about before. Cattle Crops, I think, is one of them. And there's a couple others, I believe, at least one other that's coming out. And so it'll be interesting to kind of see what they bring to the table in comparison to, of course, what we already have. So with Farming Simulator and any other of the farming games that are out there. So, but then I know one I like airplanes. So Microsoft's Flight Simulator is coming out next year, and that's something that personally I may look at whether I do videos on them or not. But that may be something I look forward to. Just would be a lot more interesting if I had the proper yoke and pedal and everything for that. But we'll see. We'll see if something I get into may be worth the investment. So I don't have a side panel or anything yet for Farming Simulator, but that's something too down the road that could become an investment. Considering I do play this game quite a bit, it would be nice to have all that extra equipment. So. Alright, so something we're going to need sooner than winter is a mower. So I'll have to get a mower and then probably a baler, because we'll likely have bales. Will be the easiest thing to store for what we have set up right now at the farm. And hopefully by putting the bales inside under the roofs of our current structures, that'll be enough from keeping them to go bad. And also, again, once we do our harvest too, we'll have straw to bale. So we'll definitely need a baler. We're definitely going to need a mower. So we're going to burn through that 100,000 fairly quick with just those items. So even if we do get everything set up that we're going to need for cattle, we might still be short cash for the purchase of cattle that we're going to need. So, but we'll see. We'll see what we're going to do. It doesn't look like there's a lot of big paying jobs for this with either on this map or if it's with seasons, whatever. I guess maybe the map would set that part up, but with this being only a pretty low paying job as it is, so doing work for other people isn't gonna do a lot. But I mean, we do have the option of doing loans and so on, if we think we can afford the daily loan or interest payments. So yeah, that's all stuff to think about. Feel free to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and we'll definitely see what we can do. So we're so close to finishing this off. If I was better at knowing the width of my equipment, might almost be able to get all of this. Barely. I think I'm just going to be missing a row. I'm kind of curious, so I'm going to do a quick look. Pretty close on that end, and we're definitely not on that. So I don't think I'd get it. I'm going to have one row left. So going it this way made it more interesting, but less efficient, I guess you could say. But it's alright. going for realism, but it's still a game. So we will get that cleaned up here soon enough. In fact, we may not even need to, because the job can be complete before we get back to that little strip too. So we'll see how that plays. Well, there's another question too. As I'm playing and recording here, I do notice I do get a lot of kind of glitchy, artifacty type pop-ups, and maybe you've seen them if you're watching this. What is there a setting or a problem with maybe some of my hardware that would be causing that type of problem? That's what I need to kind of figure out. Yeah, because it's kind of irritating, and it's probably not the greatest to see if you're watching the video either, but it's definitely something I need to figure out and get worked out. Alright, so I got pretty much one side completely cleared off, and we're not going to take too many more passes here probably to get this for the job to be complete. If we need to, we'll get that middle strip that I left there done also, but yeah, we're almost finished up this job here. Took us about the afternoon. Well, we're halfway through the afternoon actually, so not too shabby of a day. Spend a couple hours on the field and make a little money. Play with some new toys. Put that up, going down here. Put her down. Yeah. Looks like he had a few weeds in here also. But we will, yeah, I mean, if we have time, even in the fall, we might get a couple jobs, or get a job at least of harvesting another field. And if it's not too bad, like even this field, it would take a little longer, but we could probably get her done with the harvester we own and make a little bit more profit off of that. And I like the harvest jobs. I find they're the most profitable typically overall, but sometimes you even get some extra hay or some extra grain out of the deal when it's all said and done, which just adds to the extra the profits, if you will. So all right, let's see if I can line this up. We're almost getting done. If I do this right, I should be able to complete this in the next couple of passes maybe. So without leaving too much behind, of course. Nothing looks worse than leaving a strip of it somewhere. So, alright, so I got a notification saying that this is good enough. We got the job done, so I'm going to finish this line for sure anyway. But if Bossman's saying we're done and get off his field, you know, how can I argue with that? So he wants to pay me for the job that's been completed. So pack her up. I'm going to head her back to the shop, unload, return this tractor and equipment, and pick up ours. I think while we're there, since we're already there, I'm wondering if it would be worthwhile to swap out the wheels now. And where was that entrance now? And also, I'm not sure if it would be worthwhile to pick up a baler or a mower at this point in time too, while we've already made the trip. So I see it's way over there. All right, so I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna find that hole in the bush here. Take this really weird trail that goes up the side of the hill here. Yeah, it's pretty rough in here too, I think. Good thing it's someone else's equipment, I guess. But get all this returned. collect our $1,300. Alright, so made it back to the store, and I still haven't found the sell point, but we're gonna drop it off here. Somebody else can worry about cleaning it up and putting it away. Let's go into the store here. We're gonna take a quick look at what we can do with our $100,000. So we need, definitely gonna need a baler. We know that. Probably gonna end up with this one, this $49,000 one. What's this one? 4,000 liters at 20K. This one is 4,000 liters, 20K. Looks like the same thing. This one's just 10,000 cheaper, so probably gonna get this one. Hopefully we'll be able to purchase it. We won't have to lease. That's half our money right there. And we still need a mower. And I believe the cheapest one is this one. So we may do that. It's not, we have to let it dry if we're doing hay anyway, so we're not getting any bonus of a front mower. Like if I was using a loading wagon or baling grass, if we're doing a sheep farm, for example, I would just jump right into this, and then I can bale it right off the bat as I'm mowing it, and I like the efficiency of that. So, but since we have to mow it, let it dry one way or the other, we'll probably stick with this one here. And then I'm wondering if we're gonna need a windrower also, even a small one. And the cheap mechanical ones are, or non-mechanical ones are not cheap. So yeah, we got some decisions to make out here on Sudbury Meadows. We are completed that job. Well, let's get all that looked after here. Well, I got you still. Look at that. Oh wow, less than I thought. Sorry, $1,153. We're gonna collect that. He's happy. This was the other one. It was that we would have got barely less, and probably would have got it done a lot faster now that I look at it. All right, I'll work on my math skills too. So that's where we sit. Just gotta head back to the farm, or maybe we'll make a decision here on something to purchase before we head back to the farm. Save us a trip. Maybe look at replacing these wheels. But I can't. That's gonna be a big problem if I can't find a trigger to service the equipment, or return equipment, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do that here at the shop. So that may be something I need to find a mod for, because for us to build our own shop is a lot of money, and we definitely need one of those yet too. So that'll be probably next video, tomorrow's problem, that sort of thing. So yeah, temperature's right up there now today. 9 degrees already. A little nicer than yesterday was. What do we have for forecast? It's one of those things I guess we should be hoping for rain, but as long as it doesn't decide to rain when we want to harvest, we're going to get a little bit of rain there. So tomorrow looks like a good day for working too, so definitely going to get warm. But alright, I think that's enough for today. We did that job, got that done, returned the equipment, made nothing, basically $1,000. Have some decisions to make, some things to learn yet on this map, but please leave me a like or a comment if you want to continue watching this kind of series. Subscribe if you want to follow along with all the content that I do produce. And other than that, we'll see you next time.